Right team, welcome back to Caravan Carpers. You join me in the garden today, not the tackle shack, and what we're going over is the Fox Explorer Deluxe Barrow. I've had this barrow now for about 2 years, and the subscribers have requested that I do a little bit of an honest review on what I've found owning this barrow. I've got a couple of little hints and tips that I've found to help me out with my fishing, make me a little bit more efficient, and they will cost money to buy these, but it's down to you. They really suit the way I angle, and I found them to be great. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share that with you. So first and foremost, let's talk about the barrow. I bought it a while ago. I think it cost me $179.99, and I went for the Total Fishing Tackle Deluxe version. The reason I went for the deluxe version, and I advise you to buy the deluxe version, is the fact that it comes with a extending front bar, which allows you to make that slightly higher or lower depending on where your bivvy and your rods are sat. So it means that stuff isn't being pressed against whatever's resting on your front bar. It also comes with a waterproof cover, and that in itself's worth about £30 on its own. So for me, the difference between the two, which I'm not quite sure what it is nowadays, I think the new deluxe one is about £220, but for me that's a no-brainer to buy it like that, because the barrow cover nowadays will cost you about 30 quid with cart tax. Anyway, so what I've found owning this barrow is, the handles themselves, the grips are really good. I've never had any issues with my hand slipping or anything like that. My previous barrow was a Trax Evo all-terrain, I think it was called, the Nash barrow, and that was really heavy, and I was looking for something a little bit more compact, and this definitely fitted that. And I had issues with the handles. The only issue I find with the handles on this barrow is they're slightly wobbly, and not really too much of an issue, but it could do some people's heads in. I've never felt like they're either going to break or come out, but people have commented in the past saying that the handles are wobbly and they're probably going to break, but I've never had that as an issue. What I do like about this barrow is the ability to store items underneath it. So underneath the barrow, you've got a space, and what I use is the 4 Camolite barrow bags, the small ones that fit underneath, and I use one of them, which is the foiled lined one, and I use that as my cool bag. And then I've got 2 normal ones, which are just the standard accessory bags. I think I don't know what they cost nowadays, but they're about 20 quid at the time. And then I also have the brew kit, and in these 4 bags underneath the barrow, I find that I can fit most of the stuff that I need to get in there. It's a really good storage solution. So Luke currently has the Nash Trax Metro barrow, which is the small version of a Nash barrow. And I find the barrow bag on my barrow is much better than his. It's a lot better designed, it's a little bit bigger. And that's a reason I'd choose this barrow over that one. So the front mesh pockets, which we've got here, there's 2 of them, one either side. And what you find with them pockets, a little bit of a tip, is sometimes you can't, well, not sometimes, not at all, you can't fit the Ridge Monkey 5-litre water carrier in them front mesh pockets, which is a bit of a pain, because I'm a massive fan of the Ridge Monkey water carrier, but they don't fit in this barrow. So what I have bought is I've bought the Signet version, and they're really cheap. It's a 5-litre water butt, but you can't fit the tap on it. But it's kind of doesn't really matter to me because it works really well with this barrow. So what you can get is a Camolite boilie bag to go in the other side. But to be honest, really, I bought it and I don't tend to use it that often. What I tend to use is the standard mesh like boilie bags. I just use one of them. So I think it's a bit of a gimmick really, that one, but probably won't buy it if I could go back. But the 4 bags underneath, I'd definitely buy them again. They're absolutely mega. So what I've done a little bit differently on the front of the barrow. So what I found is by bungee strapping on the front, I found that I kept having slippage in my buckets. And what I like to do is I like to put 2 buckets on the front every time I use this barrow and fill them up with the most heavy items. Because what that does is it balances most of your weight over your front wheel. And I've added the Nash outriggers, I think they're called. And what I do is I slot my buckets in them. Although they don't hold them at the right position, what it does do is it stops them slipping off. And I found that to be really handy. So it is about 25 quid a piece for them 2. So it cost me £50 for them on the front. But what I found is it's really efficient how quickly I can put buckets on the front of my barrow and have them nice and stable without the worry of them slipping off. When it comes to the back of the barrow, what I've actually done is I've added my old Nash bag that I used off my Trax barrow, and I use this as a clothing bag. So I put my clothing and my tackle box in the back of there. And what I found is it's another added little extra space. And because them items aren't very heavy, I don't find that it unbalances the barrow at all. So it's been a great little tip for you there. One accessory I won't bother buying is the large size cool bag, which I've got here in the Fox Camolite range. And I find it's a bit cumbersome and stuff like that. So you put loads of stuff in it and it doesn't quite fit perfectly into the space. So that's why I opt for 2 of these over that one big bag. And I found that always to be the best option for me for the kit that I can fit in there. I find that the little smaller version like this with a cool bag in it, what you can put in it is, you know, the takeaway pots. You can actually put all your stuff into takeaway pots and add a few little ice blocks on top of that, and that keeps your gear cool. And what I found is it works really well. So if you use the cooler pack, put your food inside that cool bags, and then you put it back in underneath the barrow, what you find is, even on hot sunny days, it tends to keep stuff really cool because you've got that dual layer stopping the heat getting to it, and then also the ice packs keeps your stuff cool. So I found it to work really well. However, for longer sessions, 3-4 days, I tend to take another cool bag. And the cool bag of choice for that is the Corda compact one. I found that to be a cracking cool bag, but that's another thing for another story. If you want me to do a review on that, then drop in the comments down below and I'll try and do a review of that cool bag. So pack down wise, it packs down really small, this barrow, and that's not something I really care about. Owning a van myself, I just wheel my barrow up aboard straight into the back of the van and I leave it up all the time. So I've not really found that to be an advantage to me. But if you were in a car, what you'll find is it's a great barrow for putting your stuff in the car. You know, it all packs down, this bag comes out underneath, and then the pockets all fold down and it becomes really compact if that's what you want. So tyre wise, you can buy the Carp puncture proof tyre and swap it for the inflatable tyre, which is the tyre that this barrow actually has. And I've never done that because I've not had a puncture. I carry myself in the van a small puncture repair kit and a small pump. So if needs be, I can always repair that tyre on the bank. So I've never really found it an issue, and I've never actually had any punctures. And the tyre is actually wearing really well. To be honest, I've had this barrow for a couple of years now and I've never really had any issues. So what I also like to do, and I talked about it in my Thinking Anglers review, is I like to put my mat on the back handles. And what that does is give you an extra little bit of space for you to put something there. Right, so that's it for really what I need to go over in the barrow. Hopefully I've given you a bit of a better insight into whether you want to purchase the Fox Explorer Deluxe Barrow. And it's something that I'm really happy with, as I've said. You know, if you was to give me all my money for it, I definitely wouldn't change this barrow. I'm really happy with it. I would possibly change it for an electric barrow in the future, but in all honesty, I've stomped some serious miles with this barrow and it's never caused me any issues. You know, don't get me wrong, you get tired and hot on certain days, but I feel like the lightweightness of the barrow combined with the kit that I use, I've never really had any issues. You know, it's really stable, never had any issues with stability. I very rarely have to do 2 trips with my barrow, so I can get it all on it, and I find it's just a great barrow all round. You know, if you've liked this video and you want to see more of this content, we've still got going now for another 2 to 3 weeks possibly, depending when this video drops. The 1K giveaway that I'm doing, and that's over on my PVA bag rig video. So if you'd like to go and have a look at that and get involved with that free giveaway, head over and watch that video after this. I'll put a card at the end of this video. But thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Caravan Carpers out.